The murder of Edwin Nelson Franklin, by teenage Lottie Courtney Eaton, is one of Yellowjackets' most heinous endings to date. One of the new wilderness characters, Edwin, makes his debut at the conclusion of Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 6. During Yellowjackets' 1990s timeline, the first scenes of Episode 7, Croak, reveal that Edwin and one of the other new characters, Hannah Ashley Sutton, are scientists researching frogs in the wilderness. A rough-and-tumble guide named Kodiak, played by Joel McHale, also goes with Edwin and Hannah. Edwin makes the error of going to investigate after smelling the fire from Coach Ben Scott's, Stephen Kruger, cooking body, only to be followed by Hannah and Kodiak. They discover Coach Ben's severed head and Lottie, making everyone scream. Van Liv Hewson and the other survivors believe that Edwin, Hannah, and Kodiak's arrival signals their impending rescue, but Lottie's attention is diverted, and she ends Edwin's life. Why does Lottie use an axe to kill Edwin right away? In response to Natalie's Sophie Thatcher question, "Lottie, what did you do?" Lottie tells Natalie that she killed Edwin because they don't belong, and it doesn't want them here. Lottie might think that these messages are real now that she is experiencing wilderness visions again and that she must murder Edwin, Hannah, and Kodiak. Ultimately, however, everything in Yellowjackets seems to have a more pragmatic than supernatural explanation, much like the frogs croaking being the cause of the screeching sound. Considering this, it is more logical that Lottie kills Edwin because she does not wish to be saved. Due in large part to her visions and her interpretation of them, Lottie is respected by many of her peers and seen as a source of wisdom in the wilderness. Back home, Lottie is heavily medicated to suppress her visions, which are considered symptoms of a medical condition. As demonstrated by Lottie's father today, he never comprehended her and even caused her to feel alone due to the voices in her head. To avoid returning to that life, Lottie is prepared to kill. Why does Lottie keep talking to Edwin's body and smear his blood on her face? Lottie speaks to Edwin's body while smearing his blood on her face, as if driving an axe into the back of his head wasn't terrible enough. Lottie is turning more and more to ritualistic behavior and shunning the outside world in her desperation to remain in the wilderness. In addition to eliminating the chance that Edwin will save her and her friends, she now wears his blood as a reminder of his failure. Wearing Edwin's blood and communicating with his body gives Lottie even more confidence, and she relishes the power she possesses in the wilderness. In Season 2, when the Yellowjackets were starving and had nothing else to keep them alive during the winter, they turned to cannibalism. With Edwin and Coach Ben, the cannibalism is all about power rather than survival. Wearing Edwin's blood and communicating with his body gives Lottie even more confidence, and she relishes the power she possesses in the wilderness. However, some of her teammates' disgusted and horrified responses in this episode suggest that other Yellowjackets characters may now view Lottie less favorably.